What is up, guys? It's RyGuy McFly here, hanging out once again. This is another treasure hunt video with Swashbuckler Games, and this time I've decided to do some new frontiers. A little bit of an underappreciated set, a very good set, expanded off of the Ravaged Lands era, added some really good value in this booster box. And I think after the luck in my last video, it's worthwhile trying my luck on this stuff. So let's get to it here. Here we go. We're gonna open the box. Oops. See my fancy opener. And yeah, we get into the box. Now, one of the reasons I love this set, and you'll see this, box topper. Ooh, I get a Michael. This is one I actually have a few copies of, but he's always appreciated, especially in the new Empires on the Rise meta. He's a very powerful warlord. I always find this interesting with these. It's like an odd number of packs, but it's just like the way they are packed, right? It's not, I don't know how this works. Let's do a quick count here. 18 pack per box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 18 pack per box. So one of these packs is like fat or not fat or something here. So I don't want to overthink it. But let's dig in here. Oh. I always hesitate with these hard to open packs. Empires is just such a good product to open. And you'll see in these, and I highlighted them before, there's veils. The veils are in this set foil, and they are coming in a common slot. This is just a great way for being able to get access to all this stuff here. So I don't actually remember if there's any sort of pack trick. I'm going to do 3 cards. Oh, and I put the foil on front. Now, I'm going to highlight on this set. So all of the rares are foil, which just brings a lot of value as far as, you know, I like playing shiny things. You get reprinted copies of staples, imprints of the Grims, the Blast Forge, and there's whole new archetypes like Vandorians and stuff. That get brought into this set. It's a very cool set. Don't remember which pile I picked up off of. Let's just do it by height. Right off, we got another Veil of Torment. And with the last situation, I'm going to do 2 to the front. I'm going to put my Veils there. I'll put my rares there, and we'll leave this spot for the quality stuff. So right off, you get some two reprints. These are reprints from the Grim deck. They're full art. Silda, it's called the Orcbane, a great reprint. Arcana's Observations of War. This looks like a dwarf card, but it's not a dwarf card. Ooh, Elysians. All dwarfs on your side feel get a frostbite. Very cool card, and this adds a lot of new mechanics and control aspects to different decks. Blood Magic Totem, you know, reduces the bloodborne cost of the orc cards. You know, a very useful card in any deck. So this one didn't have a veil. I'm not sure if I'm going to mess it up here, but I am going to do a little bit of a pack trick. Payment Ceremony of the Fallen, recently updated on the watch list, or on the suspended list here. Essence of Secrets. Now the essences here get mixed reviews, but I really like, first of all, the quality of the essences. Second of all, even in Shalara's deck, a deck that needed a lot of healing, these really bring a lot of value. This gives your Dwarf Warlord the ability to magical and physical attack, right? So you can deal damage, and you can also okay, so three cards is the rule then, without the veil. Yeah. I don't know what to expect out of this. I mean, again, you guys saw my last pack opening of Empires. I was really lucky. and I'm not expecting a whole lot. Oh man, these cards are crisp. Mystic Fire Arena, great reprints. And again, you open one of these and a box of Empires, and you're like laughing. You got like so much value here. Oh man. Ooh, Infinite Dark. Awesome. I was watching, oh my gosh. I've watched somebody's video recently, and then somebody was like, ooh, I'll trade you for the Infinite Dark here. So whoever needs an Infinite Dark, feel free to like, comment. On behalf of Swashbuckler, I'll donate that to you here. That's no problem. Build us some community here. And if there's cards that you guys really like, I mean, I'm not going to give, you know, Exalteds away, but yeah, I've got lots of rares, so you know, don't hesitate to ask. Worst case I can say is no. Molten Valley on Mount Bane. Again, a demon archetype that very cool. Clothing Thoughts. Primordial Call of Artemis Moon. Again, a reprint, full art. Exhilaration, the Chaos Divine, actually a true staple in the meta now. Open Primordial Pits is a staple. Endless Pools of Lava. This shuts down your opponent's perish effects once per turn, and you can discard 2 demon cards and search your deck for a demon fortified, which effectively gets you a renown in this set that I'm kind of hoping to pull. You could always use that renown, but we'll see. Inverted Sunrise, a rare I don't see in a lot of play in the current meta. But right off, right, face up Karkanapi, Struggling Unifies. It negates a conscription of a warrior with original attack 3 or more. It negates the revival of a warrior with original attack 3 or less. And so effectively, I think you'd only really see this play to shut down the revival. You play this against an orc deck, an undead deck. You eradicate their, even a mythical beast deck, you eradicate one of their key pieces, and they can't get it back. So, very cool card. And that searched off of Secret Savannah, a great control card in my opinion. I'm not getting as many veils as I expected for how fat these packs were, so I'm, Bolas is another updated card to the suspended list here. Sprouts from the Mystic Fire Ashes. That's an odd place for the realm, the veil. Not that it's odd, I guess, but I was expecting it at the back. Turbine. Another suspended demon card. Ooh, Essence of Corruption. This one's really cool. You take control of another warrior with less attack than the warrior original taken, equal to or less. So it gives you an extra steal, and along with some of the other abilities like the Revolution card for an Osculus, you can steal cards from your opponent's graveyard. You're effectively able to revive 2 things from your opponent's bin. Again, a very playable card. I think the meta right now is really limited to, you know, the people who like to show up and win, and I think there are a lot of really interesting play lines in those decks that are maybe underplayed. You know what I mean? Because I think, you know, getting past Veil Pierce and then just controlling all of your opponent's warriors is really seen. Oh wow. Well, that's the bad part of doing the pack trick. So we'll say that here. But Ophidian Effect, that is an awesome pull. You can only activate this card if your veil's already been pierced. You can reactivate this effect if you realm up to 2 additional times. Then if you do, no Magic Void. So you can pierce your veil up to 2 additional times, and then if you do, no Magic Void cards can be activated for the rest of the game. So it shuts down Magic Void Hollow, Magic Void Collapse, some of these really powerful restrictive cards can really only be activated after the Veil Pierce. Now, I do have a few print lines on this card, but it is a very nice card. I'm really thrilled with the art on that, and that is a really worthwhile pull. That's huge. So let's put that on top of Michael here. And you know what, we're just going to flip this back, because now I've ruined it. You know what I mean? So here's how I'm going to do it so far. I'm going to flip the pack like this. 2, 3, oh fuck. Okay, well, Rage of Randar is a rare. Excuse my language, folks. The only downside to the flip card. Now again, if I had remembered or because it's not every time I think that they're face down like that, but now that I know that, I'm just going to do the regular flip through because I think it's there's value in that. I got another veil. Shy Sprite. Under the bulk here. Zerlock, into the Blast Forge, Fear of the Fallen, a huge demon staple right now. Leather Striders. Massive Demon Walking Earth. Oh, wow. Magic Void Collapse. Speaking of cards that get shut off by a fitting effect, this is one of the bigger renowns that I could have pulled. Very worth. That is huge. I'm very thrilled with this. That is fantastic. I'm thrilled. I'm not giving away the Void Collapse, but you know, AJ, if you're interested, you know, I got a Void Collapse available for sale here. Okay, so we're not going to do any sort of trick here. If there's a renown or an exalted, I don't know if we're gonna be face up. Oh, such a good box. Oh my god, Magic Void, Affinity Effect, and Treasury. So worth. Treasury can only be used by an Nautilus. Pay 8, revive up to 2 warriors from your opponent's discard pile. And then once per turn, Bloodborne at 3, you can manifest up to 3, and then if you do, draw 1 card for each manifested. So, pay 3, make 3, draw 3. That card could have literally been pay 3, make 3, and people would have just played it for that, but very, very good card. Again, I don't know what I should be doing here, so I'm just gonna do, there's my Mortal Realm, that's awesome. You guys watched my video the other day, it's nice because I now have like a common Alero, a foil Veil Realm. Ooh, Pandasha's Gifted Sprite. Oh, I love this in the Dragon deck because there's the Sprite Dragon. When it dies, can grab back up to 2 Sprite cards, so it can grab this as well as say itself, right? So it's a very useful card. Again, I got another entrance to Grim. Grim Shambler is really good. Send this off card of your deck to the discard pile. Not seeing enough play in my opinion. I think maybe like a Pauper style gameplay might actually be really interesting just for that reason. I'm gonna do this. I don't think I'm gonna get anything else of like major, huge, insane value, I'll be honest. But I'm going to try to get as much joy. Ooh, Pure Seraphim Power. That's an awesome one. So again, it has to be run with Alexandria. I think that's the biggest limitation right now. You'll notice that you have to get Ravaged Lands Alexandria to play this card, but it's been announced that there's going to be reprints of the original Ravaged Lands Guardians in the next upcoming set. So that's going to be huge, not only for the player base, but for actually this set in itself. If you required an Angel Guardian to play that card prior to, you can either play, you know, as a walking in player, you can either buy an RVL Guardian if you can find one, or you're playing Chaos Divine with Pure Seraphim Power, which is kind of counterproductive. So it's really nice that that's coming. And for those of you that may or may not know, that's coming Q2 of 2024. So there's lots of updates on the Discord by Future Lore, and they do a really good job at the spoiler season. This year they've done little bits and pieces like the act, the name, some art images of different cards, but without giving away too much. And I think it's a really interesting way to market it, right? Really interesting way to position it. You see, I'm not even counting the cards as I flip through. So I always think it's going to be the rare max. Ooh, Essence of Legacy. Now this one, in my opinion, is a really underplayed win con. Bloodborne 15, Consume 15, Hero Orc Guardians Syria can't be responded to. Each time Sharn, the Blood Mage, destroys an opponent's warrior by battle, deal 3 damage to the opponent's warlord. So say they have a board of 5 dragon eggs. You crash a bunch of warriors into them to like bring their attack power down, and then you deal 2 to their entire board, dealing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, right? So you can, that's a game winner right there. And in fact, that's a win con, right? Very easy to mill out in orcs, very easy to let it just sit in your bin. And then certainly if they think that you're going wide with boars, you switch to the win con with Essence of Legacy, you know what I mean? There's lots of cool ways to win that. Powerless trap setting. Again, another one that looks like a dwarf card. You can place a trap counter, and it basically destroys a warrior who is conscripted or revived to the zone. It doesn't negate their enter play, but it negates their perishes, which is kind of cool. But these counters actually act as counters in decks like Castiel, so they can be removed from the field and stuff, right? So it's actually very cool. I have a Huntress, Jaws of Law, another reprint. I really appreciate the reprints. Another one I've been thinking of, this one bestows 1 physical attack to your warlord for every 2 grim undead warriors in your discard pile. So in Empires on the Rise, there's a card called Spores, which deals damage equal to the number of warriors in your bin. So it's kind of like a passive win con. Let's say you had a deck with like 30 warriors, 30 unified fortified. You use Spores, you're dealing 30 damage, they fog for effect damage, then you punch them in the face for 20, because Mortis's physical attack is 5. So there's really interesting ways to win. Ooh, Essence of Storm. Now this is what I played in the last tournament. It heals Shalara, but there is a card of Empire's Ancient Ancestral Firestar. The bottom effect is send this card to the bin, draw 2 cards, which prior to the Veil Pierce makes this super playable. And then once the Veil is pierced, you can either use Dragon Clash to get it back, to play it, and Ancestral Firestar makes it free, right? So there's a lot of combos in Mystic Fire decks, but I really like that aspect. You know, I don't deserve the luck, and I think if I pulled an Elysian, you guys would hate me. But I will say, part of me wants to pull an Elysian on camera just to say that I did. You know, especially 2 in a row. But alas, you can't always get what you want, as I said in the last video. But I did get what I needed. Ooh, Titanic Interruption. So this is another one that I honestly think needs to be played more. It's a sack a Titan Warrior, a gate activation of Unified, and destroy it, and then draw a card. Right? It's a Bloodborne 10, which, I mean, you play Prometheus, you have 80, you play Unstoppable, you have 65. So I get that either way can be a lot, but Unstoppable has a lot of healing power, and just an inherent negate draw 1 in a deck like Gaia's is so powerful, right? So, yeah, check those out, because these cards are actually super playable in the current meta, in my opinion. We're gonna do another pack trick. Now, if I reveal an Elysian this way, I'm gonna be mad, but I will never do this pack trick again with Frontiers, based on the experience here. It's not the pack's fault, it's my fault. I should have known better. I've opened enough of this. Ooh, Obelisk of Power. This one does see a lot of play. It's a static bestow -1 to all non-token warriors, right? So it's a -1 to the board. And then once per turn, you can target a Titan warrior on your side of the field, Bloodborne 8, and the target warrior gains Retaliate. As far as timing, I think this card actually presents a really interesting game piece, right? So your opponent goes to attack. You respond with this, with the static effect automatically going into play, -1 to the board. Right? Now let's say they have a 5 attack warrior at -1, and your opponent still proceeds with the attack. Right? You respond with your once per turn to bestow Retaliate. By my understanding, Retaliate isn't a game state change. The -1 is a game state change. So it's almost putting a barrier to your opponent to say, okay, attack with your warrior, but if you do, I'm going to respond with retaliate. And most other retaliate cards in the game don't bestow, or all bestow attack as well as give retaliate, which is why your opponent can respond to it and choose not to attack, which makes it, you know what I mean? So again, timing becomes really powerful when you know the game really well, right? So that pack opened really easily compared to other packs that have not opened easily. So I'm going to do one of these just because. Oh, I got Fandorian War Chief, yeah. So he's actually awesome. Wisdom, so some inherent draw advantage for heroes without relying on their veil. And then Retaliate is obviously a huge win con in the meta when your opponent makes a big board and they decide to leave it. You can, you know, really make changes in that way, right? I really don't expect anything other than a rare in this last pack, but ooh, Revival Ooze. I'm running low on these, so again, these sorts of reprints are huge. So, this is going to be an ore pack. Let's feel it. Boneyard. Next Supreme Rule. Oh, Essence of Castigation. This is another one again. Michael, I've been playing the meta a while, yeah. So I as of lately, Michael has seen a lot of play just in a control deck, but I do find that unless you're playing like Fogs and Gates and the Inherent Angels, you kind of eat through your own life pretty quickly. This does give you an opportunity to, you know, reduce damage overall and still deal battle damage back to your opponent. So this is almost like a retaliate for your warlord when you get attacked. Again, a very cool card. So I think, and I don't know what you guys feel, but this was a very worthwhile box. Some huge hits. I've got Magic Void Collapse, Treasury of a Fallen Priestess, as well as an Ophidian Effect. The Ophidian Effect is, again, really useful to shut down cards, as well as to, you know, when your Veil pierces, you get huge advantage inherently, right? So being able to get this off after your Veil is pierced, get two actions, really useful. And then, again, as long as you're not running Magic Void as your main build, it is inherently useful. Again, can be searched off Secret Savannah. Treasury, I think I've highlighted already, but it is a super good card. And if you're not familiar with Void Collapse, it shuts down enter play keywords, so they cannot come into play and use Wisdom, Plunder, Retrieve. That shuts it down. And then it is a consume 20, negate the activation of a fortified. So it's also negate. So it's a very powerful card. I really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching the video here today. Obviously, I've been slacking on my videos the last few months, and with the launch of Swashbuckler Games, I'm kind of sponsoring my own content, opening a booster box here and there, and doing some giveaways. So definitely, if there's any rares that I pulled out here that you guys have interest in, send me a shout, comment, like, be sure to subscribe. And yeah, I don't mind throwing these in a mailer and sending them to somebody who is trying to get into the game. And yeah, I appreciate the like, subscribe, the love from the community here. And if you want to see more videos like this or other types of videos, feel free to let me know down below. Take care, guys.